I'm Shahnaz Ahsan, and Hashim Family is my debut novel. Hashim Family is a story of a family who moved from East Pakistan to Manchester in the early 1960s, and it follows this family over a period of 20 years and their movements between the UK, East Pakistan, and back again. At its heart, Hashim Family is a story of a family, but it's also the story of migration and belonging, and how as individuals we often feel caught between different times or different places, and how we navigate that and make our peace with that. The characters in Hashim Family are all fictional, but there is some sort of real-life inspiration behind some of the characters. One of the characters, Munira, is a young woman, a very smart young woman, who comes to England after marrying her husband. So she arrives in this new alien country, not knowing anyone apart from her husband, and really trying to make a go of life here. And there are definitely aspects of her character that are informed by my own grandmother. Even just some of the anecdotes that I grew up hearing about how my grandma would read magazines all about life in England and nature magazines, so she could learn the names of the trees and the flowers and that kind of thing. And that's something that made its way into the book, because I just thought it was such a beautiful example of how, in a time where there was no internet and no real way of looking up, this place you were going to. These days we go on holiday and you Google the place that you're going to, but my grandma would have had, and many people like her, would have had no idea of this place that they're going to. Yeah, I just think it's really amazing that they were able to do that, and the courage that it would have taken. I think that's something that's not really talked about. The bravery of these people who left behind everything that they knew, the languages that they spoke, the weather, everything that was familiar to try a new life is something that is commendable. And I don't think that bravery is actually really often recognised, either by a wider British community, but sometimes even within families. Like when I think about some of the things that my grandparents must have had to live through, it's actually really humbling. There are so many opportunities I would never have had they not made the sacrifices that they made. My grandfather, who some of his characteristics also come out in the book across different characters, but he actually owned a shop when he first came to the UK. And he didn't know anything about how to run a shop, but he had no choice. He had a wife, he had a child, he needed to make a living somehow, and so he just threw himself into it. And again, sometimes I wish that I'd had a chance to speak more to him about it when he was alive. But putting it down in this book is, in some ways, the way that I can, I guess, pay homage to what it was that he did.